Hey, Lord Roll, aka Megabutts. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Crustle. Now, Crustle has fallen off a bit since coming in second place by Rahul Reddy in the Indianapolis Regional Championships and fifth place also by Rahul at NAIC. But this deck is still no slouch, even with some of the new single prize decks coming out of the woodworks, which is just a awful matchup for Crustle. Things like Hide and Sneak, Toucan and Alakazam, Festival Lead, and things like that. Team Rocket's Honchkrow. You got other decks that you have really good matchups into that also are coming out or have already been here heading into the World Championships. Mega Kangaskhan being a new deck that just came out, you have an incredible matchup into that. But also I'm thinking the three variants of our Supreme Ruler Dragapult. You absolutely have an incredible matchup into Dragapult. So for me, if I was heading into the World Championships, Crustle is what I'm picking. Let's get to the deck list. Over to here at that deck list. This would be the list I would probably play to the World Championships. With 4 copies of Mega Kangaskhan EX. You can attack with it with that rapid fire combo, and in some matchups you kind of have to, but it's mostly here for the ability run Aaron once during your turn. If it's in the active spot, you can draw 2 cards. And then of course we're playing a 3/3 line of Double and Crustle. Crustle being our pretty much main attacker, pretty much how this entire deck really works. Crustle has the ability Mysterious Rock In. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attack from your opponent's Pokemon EX. And then its attack Superb Scissors for 120 for 3 energy, 1 grass, double colorless. The attack damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So also a shred effect as well. But for the supporter count here, we got 4 Lilies, or yeah, 4 Lilies, 4 Boss, 4 Team Rocket's Petrol, 2 Airy, 2 Hilda, 1 Pokemon Center Lady, 1 Xerosix Machinations, and then for our items here we got 4 Crushing Hammer, 4 Jumbo Ice Cream, 3 Pokegear, 2 Buddy Buddy Poffin, 1 Switch, 1 Ultra Ball, and for our ace spec of choice we got that Hero's Cape, being able to give 100 HP to one of our Pokemon. Team Rocket's Factory, so we can just draw some more cards if we play Petrol that turn. Community Center as well, Festival Grounds, and then for our energies, we got 4 Mist Energy, 4 Growing Grass Energy, being able to give 20 plus to our Grass type Pokemon, 3 Spiky Energy, and then 2 normal Grass Energy. So we can get a pretty big bulky Crustle going and just heal it with Jumbo Ice Creams and Pokemon Center Lady and things like that, and really just make it so they have a really hard time. Let's get to the gameplay. Already here at that gameplay, at the coin flip, our opponent is going to be going first, which ideally we would like to go first. We want to be able to evolve our Dwebbles into Crustles as quickly as possible. However, we can use the Ascension attack that our Dwebble has, being able to project for a card that evolves from this Pokemon, and then evolve it, and of course your turn would end. Now, our opponent here looks like they're on Ends Zoroark. Now, this is actually kind of an interesting matchup. Still a pretty good matchup for us. However, Ends Doramaka and like the Reshiram and the Zekrom can be a little frustrating to actually deal with. But if we could just focus down the Zoroarks and go 2/2/2, we're in a pretty good spot. We're going to go Mist Energy on our Dwebble here. Pokegear, gotta find Boss's Orders, not really what we want. But Hilda here going to grab us another Mist and a Crustle. And then we're just going to Ascension, get a Crustle right into play, and we're off to the races now. We just attach Growing Grass next turn, Mist the following turn, and we're ready to go. Now, the reason I grabbed a second Mist here is because it's one of those things where if they can somehow manage to get rid of the Mist we have, I always like to have an extra Mist in hand. So mostly playing against Dragapult is kind of what you want. You want to make sure you have Mist Energies kind of ready to go. But Growing Grass onto our Crustle here. We could just slam down Team Rocket's Factory, but there's not really a reason to. There's not really a reason to slam down Mega Kangaskhan either. I was thinking maybe bossing up maybe the Zekrom to kind of just slow them down a little bit, but ultimately I don't think it's going to matter too much. So we're just going to hold the boss so we can just try to kind of piece up some nice repeating boss turns for knockouts hopefully later on. Our opponent going to go Buddy Buddy, get the Zora's Team Rocket's Petrol. So good thing we didn't play the Factory because they've been able to draw more cards. And they're just going to pass. So no trade by our opponent here. But we're going to be able to attack this turn. So we're going to actually go boss, pull up the Zekrom here. And the reason I do that is because they can use the Shred attack on their Zoroark and go through our Crustle, which is kind of frustrating. So we need to make sure we got that handled. But Sereno, they got 4 Zoroarks in play. Discard the Petron, draw 2. Trade, discard something else, draw 2 more cards. Discard Boss, draw 2. I wouldn't know if I discard a Boss, but I don't know what's in their hand. Ends Castle, Pokepad, gonna get the Darmanitan, evolve into the Darmanitan. They got 2 more trades still going here. So another trade going to discard Ends PP up, draw 2 more cards. Gonna for another trade potentially here. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Discard Unfair Stamp. Now, that I believe is a misplay on their behalf. I think because now we have Boss, we're going to go Boss KO probably. So it doesn't do them any good to discard Unfair Stamp there, I don't think. So we're going to go Team Rocket's Factory, discard the Castle, and then we're going to go Superb Scissors on the Zekrom, getting a KO on that, getting 1 prize, getting an Airy out of our prize cards here. Now, it's kind of funny, actually. Our opponent discards the Unfair Stamp, and had they not, this turn they could go Unfair Stamp us and potentially leave us with like a dud 2-card hand that has just nothing in it. But our current hand, we do have Pokegear, which is great, so we can try to find a better supporter. And if we whiff on a supporter, we can still play Airy, get knowledge from their hand, or just like shred 2 items, hopefully, and, be fine. So I think that was pretty bad on their part to discard that. I don't think they were expecting us to have the second Boss like we did, but we play 4 copies, so I mean, you should think we do. They're just trading their entire hand away at this point. NSPP, they're down to 8 cards left in deck here, but they got a lot going on. So we're gonna get another Zekrom here. We gotta figure out what we gotta do something here. We got our Crustle is living on its last leg. We're going to go Lily's Determination. We're going to put down a Dwebble here. We don't really have any other choice. We kind of have to. So we're going to go Dwebble here. And I'm like, okay, what do? I have to probably Lily's here. I'm going to switch into our Dwebble. And I'm going to Lily's. I was trying to find an energy so I could hopefully evolve it this turn, which is going to look like it's going to happen. So we're going to be able to attach the Grass Energy to the active or the basic. We could just sacrifice the active, which is kind of what I was going for. On this turn, just kind of hoping they didn't have Boss to get rid of our Crustle or anything. But we'll have to see. So Night Joker here, going to just take the knockout on that Dwebble, which is kind of what I wanted them to do, actually. So work out for us there. Pick up the Crustle. Just kind of give ourselves a little reset here. We have another Lily's Determination. So we're going to Lily's here. Just try to get some more value. We're going to find Crustle. We're going to get Growing Grass. We're going to get Buddy Buddy Poffin. But we don't really need to play Buddy Buddy Poffin. There's no more Dwebbles to grab, so there's no need to do it. We could just play it just to play it for, playing sake, I guess, to kind of just thin the hand out, maybe something like that. But like I said, they are discard Unfair Stamp, so thinning our hand just kind of means nothing unless they play Judge. Night Stretcher here, going to go for the Darmanitan. Night Joker, going to go for the Shred Attack. Getting a knockout on our Crustle. Now, that's a prize card for them. We're in a pretty interesting spot, I think, here. We kind of need to just, find it and piece it together. We do need some sort of way of making our Crustle bigger, because we only got 1 Crustle kind of in play right now. So we're going to go Hero's Cape on it, Buddy Buddy Poffin, just thin the hand, like I said. Attach that Grass Energy, and we're just going to Superb Scissors for 240. So we have 2 damaged Zoroarks now in play for them. And we got Boss in hand, so that's also kind of nice for us. They're going to go into another Zoroark here. And a Night Joker, probably going for that Shred Attack. The Shred, like I said, it can be very frustrating to deal with. Ultra Ball here, we don't want that Ultra Ball. We want a Boss. We're going to pull up the Zoroark that has energy on it. Just kind of checking their Darmanitan real quick. Superb Scissors for knockout here, putting us in a 3-4 split. Double Growing Grass off of the prize cards is kind of cool, though. Going to be able to hopefully just slow this game down a little bit more. Crustle, it's all about putting the game in the pace that I want it. I'm trying to slow the game down. And Zoroark, he's turbo in 3, he's drawing all these cards. I want to slow it down. So Growing Grass, hopefully let us slow it down a little bit more. We're going to put the Kangaskhan in play because we definitely need to do something here. We're going to attach it to the Kangaskhan because we might have to start attacking with the Kangaskhan, actually. We'll have to see kind of how that all shakes out. But Superb Scissors for 240. So now we have 2 damaged Zoroark in play. So we're in a pretty solid position here to be able to kind of piece this together real quick, and gonna be able to just try to close out this game here. They're gonna Ultra Ball, fail to find, like I said, they can't keep trading though. They can't, because if you keep trading, you're gonna deck yourself out. You only got 3 cards left in deck, so they're gonna trade one more time, discard the Reshiram, get 1 card left in deck, ends PP up. Gonna just put the energy in play on that Zoroark with no damage on it here. But like I said, I mean, we kind of have them dead on board at this point. They're gonna, you know, pick an action to use. They're gonna shred. We're gonna take the knockout here. We're gonna go to 1 prize card. We're gonna put the growing grass on the Kangaskhan. We're gonna Lilies, try to find another energy for the next turn. We find spiking energy, which is great. And I'm like, all right, Superb Scissors for the knockout. Boom. Take 2 more prize cards. So at this point, they're kind of just, we got them dead to rights. We have the Kangaskhan in play. You know, we have the Crustle. They're going to be able to shred and KO our Crustle here, though. Lilies to actually put 2 cards back into the deck. Shred going to take the knockout on our Crustle. We need something. We got to find boss. If we find boss, we just boss out the Zekrom with our Darmanitan with the damage and Zoroark, and we kind of win. Put the Mist Energy in play here. Run errand for 2. Nothing. Crushing Hammer. Going to hopefully heads discard the energy off that active ends Zoroark. Actually, sorry, I can go for the Darmanitan, but the Zoroark's definitely the right play. I don't know what I was thinking there for a minute. We're going to Airy here just to see what they got in hand. And nothing too crazy. Discard the Ultra Ball, I guess. We could have went for Petrol to get boss for next turn. But we're actually going to get 4 heads here and just win the game outright by taking a knockout with the Kangaskhan. A little kind of interesting way to end the game there. Usually you kind of just go full Crustle in that matchup. But sometimes games just end in quite an interesting way. Let's get to that outro. All right, it's going to go for today's video. Make sure to put the deck list that I played in today's video in the description below, ready for copy paste into TCG Live. And let me know down in the comments what deck you would play going into the World Championships. And of course, if you enjoy the content I've been making stuff on the channel, definitely make sure to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I want to give a huge special and shout out to all of my channel members that you see here with their names listed next to me. Thank you guys so much for all your continued and extra support. I really appreciate it. And thank you all of you for watching this video. See you all in the next one. Peace. Mega controlling his veins.